it's already at the tipping point where we're going to have to do something different. And I'm sure you've seen it a lot too, where probably people that would have been skeptics or maybe still are and kind of, looked away from things like biohacking are now opening up and probably saying like, Jean, what can I
Yeah.
do? Right. And for
Every
those that
breakthrough.
maybe, for those that, because you mentioned something that's very true. Most people, when you tell them all about these options and all the different things they can learn in the books, overwhelm. They go too much,
Course.
where I don't even know
Of
where to start.
course.
And I get it.
Yeah.
I've been trying to
Yeah.
tune my morning ritual for like 20 years now. And it's gone from like 35 steps in like 4 hours of everything, to like
Yeah.
now like 3 steps in 20
Yeah.
minutes, which
Yeah.
maybe is too short. You go back and forth. It's like
That's
breathing
that's
and it
okay. That's
evolves.
okay.
It
At
evolves.
least
But
you do it. Yeah.
when it was 30 something, I was like, dude, this is too overwhelming. Like, this is too much for me. I got to be up at 5 and not even start looking at work till 9. And then I'm exhausted for the day. Right. So for those who are saying, well, I'd love to start in biohacking, like, where can I start where you don't throw 100 things at me and I say, I'm out?
Yeah. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to create with life spanning is really this access to basic information, not overwhelming. Because first, tell someone that is over 55, 60, or 65, okay, let's start biohacking. First thing he's going to do, like, no way. First,
Right.
I don't want to be a biohacker. And I was in a conference, interestingly, actually, to make a jump in my mind, but I was speaking at an event that was mainly wellness oriented, yoga and meditation, 100% woman. And I was talking to them, and I go like, okay, if you have to choose, um, would you like to be a biohacker? They were just like, never. We will never be biohackers. Don't even dream about it. On purpose, I'm going to talk about life spanning. And that's it. So that's the thing, it's overwhelming to know that there is so many things you can do to improve your life. And the biohackers actually want to do all of them.
Yes.
And they don't want to lose 1 minute of their time because otherwise they're not going to be able to try that
Mm-hmm.
and get those 200 pills of supplement that most of the time they take, and doesn't, the effect is just like canceling each other.
Yeah.
Um, but I think that if we started to educate our people, our kids, first step, how to
Mm-hmm.
breathe, like at
Mm-hmm.
school. No one in our generation and generation before has told us there is a way that you can cool down when you're super irritated or anxious or nervous. Breathe.
Yes.
We were taught, we were educated in a way that you should not be acting like that, or you should not do that. But no one ever said, like, you're pissed off.
Mm.
How do you feel now?
Yeah.
Those things are natural. It's one. But if we start doing that in our society, like making sure that people don't work into offices for 9 hour or 8 hour in a row, and we start to understand that the circadian rhythm is one of the most important things for longevity,
Mm-hmm.
combined with the ultradian rhythm. So making people productive, happy at work, not forcing them to be in a cubicle behind a computer just before bed, for example, and things like that. Simple education, simple step,
Yeah.
and that don't require much. The second step that is probably even more important, nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
We need to educate people on food
Mm-hmm.
because, well, it's an old cheesy things to say, but food is medicine or poison. Choose your camp.
Yeah.
But it is so true. What you eat will make you feel better or worse. And you have to choose the right food for that. And then to get there, you need to educate once again people what to eat, how to eat, in what time, and make them understand the composition of the food. The quality of the food is important.
Hmm.
Some people, most people, and I've been part of that because of, as a scientist, I was like convinced calorie in is calorie out. That's the only way you can lose
Yeah.
weight. But unfortunately, the calorie in based on sugar, for example, is not the same as calorie in based on other components that you're going to use to fuel your body. So the principle of in and out doesn't work all the time. Of course, you need the deficit to lose weight, but you need to understand what you eat is the most important, and the quality of what you eat is where you're going to get, because our body is in constant activity of sequencing proteins
Hmm.
and sending signals to every single component of your own body, neurotransmitters, and back and forth, up and down. Um, if you don't fuel your body the proper way, you're not sending the right signal. And those are triggers for cancer and
Hmm.
all the degenerative autoimmune disease and everything. We need to make people understand these simple principle. When they understood that principle, they're not gonna chase pills to solve
Right.
their problem, because the pill doesn't solve the problem. It's just like stop it for a moment and postpone the results. So this
Right.
is, I think it's all education. Like everything in our society is always based on making people aware,
Yes.
informed, and this is our job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is true because I've learned so much of it really lies in awareness. If you've never heard of the solution, then therefore you only have a few solutions. It's what most people think of. You go to the doctor, you get any diagnosis, really. It's we'll put you on these pills. If these pills don't work, we'll put you on other pills. If they don't work, we'll send you to another specialist and they'll probably cut you open and do surgery. And then you're kind of out of solution, right? And that's it. If that doesn't work, well, I'm sorry, you got to
You're
live
dying.
with this, right? Yeah. When
Or
the
you're gonna die
reality
with
is like
this.
the reality of when people tell me that, like I'm so at wit's end and have no other options. It's like you have millions of options.
It's true.
You have like shamanism, all
Yeah.
types of integrative therapies, thousands of them, like
Yeah.
lifestyle, nutrition, Gerson therapy, keto, like whatever you want to do. Like there's millions of options, really,
Yeah.
endless. If anything, I don't think you'll ever run out of options truly in that situation. But if you're told and your awareness field is drugs or surgery or drugs, it's very limited, and your awareness field is only that. So you will only see that, and that's it.